All right.
Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's time for a post-match reaction following Celtic's 1-1 draw tonight in Belgrade as we kick a Europa League campaign with a good away point. I'm joined by Alistair to go over everything. Alistair, safe to say a game of two halves?
I would say so, Josh. I mean, what? I mean, I found the first half in particular a very stress-laden, typical Celtic performance away from him in Europe. Did you know?
Yeah, I just thought we were awful, to be honest.
Mm.
I'm being honest with you. Aye. Obviously, we'll discuss kind of everything in full in a sec. Team Alistair came out, wasn't very happy with it, to be honest with you. Schmeichel starting goal, which was perfectly fine. Kobe Donovan started right back. Liam Skibbs, Cameron Carter Vickers started at centre half with Kieran Tierney at left back. It was a midfield three of Callum McGregor, Benjamin Nigren, and Rio Hatate, and a front three of Sebastian Teneke, Dyson Maeda, and Hyunjin Yang. I mean, I don't know what Brendan Rodgers sees in Yang. You can say all you want about us, um, maybe like Barquishin or that, not being an out and out right winger, but I would rather see him on the right wing tonight. Yang yet again tonight, obviously. But I'll still get into players and that. We'll obviously go through the game first and foremost. As we said at the start there, first half was, I'd say, awful. I thought we were terrible.
Yeah, we couldn't keep the ball for more than 2, 3 passes, Josh.
Aye.
And I think the managers went through them like a dose of salts in the first the first half, quite frankly. The only two players I would give excuse me. The only two players I would give pass marks in the first half were Vickers and Donovan. And then we'll
Aye.
come on to Kobe Donovan because that's as good a European debut as I've seen. And I'm not
I
exaggerating.
I just thought, like most teams in Europe and domestically, I think they were happy for us to have the ball because we know we've got two centre halves that can't ping a long ball. We've got one that can't pass the ball 5 yards. And I was never losing my sanity over. Um, so, and then we've got one who's maybe no. So I think Red Star were happy for us just to have the ball, and then if we get to the midfield and break down, how many times have we seen that over this season so far? And then they would just counter, and the danger that as soon as they get out of the first bit of press, that you were just flowing forward. The midfield for me completely non-existent again tonight. There needs to be serious inquests into that midfield. Um,
Balance then, right, Josh?
it's all over the place. It's absolutely all over the place. Callum McGregor cannot play that six role on his own. He's not got the legs anymore, and I think players like Nigren are having to try and compensate instead of
Yeah,
go.
Neil to sacrifice himself,
Aye,
especially first half of you. I
aye,
wouldn't mind watch that first half again because I was watching it through the cracks of my fingers, tell you the truth.
no, and I think it's sacrificing players like Nigren's creativity when they can be further forward, and we saw that in the second half, and I think we saw that when players like Arne Engels come on, because Callum McGregor can't play that number six role. I thought we were extremely lucky to go in at half time 0-0, but obviously it was what it was, and that was the probably only positive. Schmeichel pulls off an unbelievable stop to keep it 0-0. Marco Arnautovic should score after, surprise, surprise, Yang turns off at throw-in.
Yeah.
Um, He
Yeah.
probably should put it in the back of the net. Second half, I'm not even going to bother and waste any more time on the first half because yet literally nothing happened.
The
Second
only
half,
thing I will say about the first half, please, and I think it'd be remiss, I thought Brendan Rodgers made the right decision. Take my head off, and I'll tell you
oh, he was
why.
shocking.
Because he kept offside. He kept
Aye,
running offside. I'm like, and I'm like, and and we needed a bit of ring craft up there, and that's what Kalechi and Acho gave us. And
aye,
I thought we could have scored 3 goals in 5 minutes, but
aye. Um,
there you go.
I think with Dyson Maeda, I'm going to come out and say it, and it might be very harsh. The upfront experiment's done. He's not a striker. He's not. I think we got a rich frame of form over the 6 months towards the end of last season. Um, he's not. Well, either he's not a striker or we're not playing his strengths because he just looks so isolated up there. He's no scheming at players. He's just kind of letting it happen. And I've always said that I think Dyson Maeda is a winger. I don't see him as you want an out and out striker. And as you said there, when Kelechi and Nacho come on in the second half, we saw that what an out and out striker can make a difference. Ironically enough, we're sitting
You
with
know
Dyson Maeda.
where to stand.
Um, and that's the thing. That's what really pisses me off with the recruitment is because we have not. There's a I think it's all right just lumping Dies and Mider up front, but there's a clear difference when you've got somebody who's used to that role. They know the nuts and crannies of when to be and how to hold off players. So you've seen the difference. Second half, Alistair thought we came out with a lot more pace, a lot more tempo for the kind of first 10 minutes. We had some really good chances. Negrin probably should score. He's just hit it straight at the goalkeeper. Any actual needs to score before he does score. Um, and then we do get the goal, Alistair. Negrin plays the
Just say
ball.
well done to Negrin for the
Uh,
goal.
aye,
The
plays the
whole
ball through, and any actual sticks it away. And then we get the goal, and it just seems we revert back again, and that's what really pisses me off. We could have
yeah,
went there and try and. I'm not saying neglect your defensive duties, of course not. But you're not telling me we could. We got a goal. Why not ride that momentum? And that's I think in these Europa League games and league games are going to learn to do because we're going to positives and negatives in a minute. It's just the tempo's just no there, Alistair. We then concede 10 minutes later. Um, just a really scrappy goal, and it's an annoying goal to lose. It's just it, it really annoyed me when we can see it's just such a scrap.
I'd love to know why Casper Michael comes out and then stops.
I I
Dive
don't.
down in it.
I Jasper Michael I think was good tonight, but I think he also had some really shaky moments. There was that point when he just kicks the ball to the Red Star player and then starts moaning at everybody else. You're like, it's your fault. You kicked the ball to some moaning about options. It's just but I obviously at that point I'm going to be honest with you, I thought we could sink here. Um, and to their credit, they never. They kept together. They kept together solid, and obviously in the end, Alistair, we get a good point, I would say. Taking it on the factors, I think before the game, I've looked at kind of social media. I think it's going to really mixed opinion on this game. Some people want to, full 3 points. And don't get me wrong, I want to as well, but I think you need to look at it and go at
I think you need to
such
be realistic, Joe.
aye,
We can't go anywhere and think we're just going to rock up and take the 3 points.
aye, certainly with that away record. It's we can't. Our away record, as we discussed in the preview, is
This,
shocking.
this might be forgotten, Joe. That's, that's, they've won, is it 7 in the bounce in
7 on the bounce side.
the league?
Mm,
The, they're in a kind of similar position to us because they went out the Champions League when they really
yeah,
should have.
aye,
Sound familiar? Um,
aye,
so at the end of the day, mate, uh, we,
But what I will say about Red Star, that isn't similar to us. They got a lot of money in the summer for a lot of their players, and they reinvested it.
yeah.
You um, so I
So,
think with Red
we,
Star, I just think your potential playing a decent side. This is a side that beat Stuttgart 5-1 last season and done quite pretty well in the Europa League as well. So it's also, as everybody like to batter on about, it's a tough place to go and all this sort of stuff. So to get out there with a point, would I liked all three? Yes, I think we were more than capable all three if we just up the tempo. But at the end of the day, it's good just to get a point and
but
get.
if you look at it over the 8 games, Josh, we've got a foothold in it. We've got games coming up that on paper we should be competitive in.
The next two
So
games I must win.
yeah, yeah,
Aye,
it's only a good point
back it
if
up.
we back it up.
Aye. Um,
I mean, I think it'll be a good point. I think it
well,
will
no,
be.
that's the hope. Obviously, it's a good point. In terms of positives and negatives, 'cause I like going to end off. We'll go through some positives and negatives. I'll start with the negatives. I'm going to be honest with you. We already discussed it. Dyson Maida just isn't doing it up top. Um, and he's just not doing it up top. Um, I think Kelechi Iheanacho at the moment has now got that jersey up top. Um,
Yeah,
because if he's not match fitter, whatever people are saying, I don't care. He's an out and out striker. You
yeah,
get Dyson Maida on that wing where he needs to be, and because I'm sorry, Yang is rank rotten. I'm
yeah.
sorry, it's just no, he's not good enough.
I mean, he, us two no played professional football, but even we know you don't turn your back on a phone.
No,
That's
of course not.
schoolboy. Don't
It's
spin so quick.
aye, schoolboy. It's
We're
absolute
better off
schoolboy.
we don't lose a goal because of that.
Aye. Um, I just think that the front three really needs to be a set front three because I think we've put ourselves into a corner because of our recruitment in the summer was that bad that we're overstacked in one position, but in the other right hand side, and I think that's going to be a big problem we're going to face when teams get grips with Teneke. Don't get him on Teneke at the moment. You could see Red Star Belgrade right just mark him out of the game because nothing will happen on the right hand side. Nothing did happen on the right hand side, unfortunately, from Yang. Donovan was good, but in terms of like Yang, nothing happened
Going
on that right
forward,
hand
yeah.
side.
Donovan was more of a threat than Yang was.
But that's the problem I think we're going to face in Europe, and I think we're going to face in Scotland. That people are just going like, right, the one side's really good with Teneke and Tierney, but the right hand side's, with Yang. Just let them play the right hands because nothing will happen.
Yeah,
It's just the unfortunate truth. Another negative for me is the midfield. It's it's garbage. If I'm being honest with you, man, it's
they're good individuals, but as a
I
collective, they can't play together.
we obviously discussed Cal McGregor earlier on. I'm not going to get into that as much, but I just thought like even Hatate today. Alistair, when does it become a discussion again? Real Hatate should not be starting Saturday and should not be starting against Braga on next Thursday. And if that sounds harsh, I don't care. I like Hatate, and when he's on it, brilliant. But we can't keep having this when he's on it. We said the same. Remember, we said the same about Olivier and Cham. When he's on it, great. But we need somebody who's going to consistently, and we can't keep rewarding poor performances. And if you like it or not, that's what Real Hatate, unfortunately, for me, is providing at the moment. So I look at players like Engels or Bernardo and go, right, why not giving them a chance? Why not giving them a
And
go?
even
Try and freshen
play,
it up.
play Engels and let McGregor push on because the one time the night McGregor looked was when and the Engels come on and made and took the pressure away from.
Aye. I thought when Arne Engels came on, I thought it was decent.
I thought I think Arne Engels needs to play in Europe.
Yes.
That's what it was brought in for.
Um, I just don't know what's going on with Arne Engels, but I thought, as you said, when Engels came on, McGregor was able to push
I'll come
forward, and we
again,
won.
but there's too there's too many times he he's at he and I'm his original fanboy, but even I struggled the night when
Aye,
we were getting so frustrated. He's only about it in the world, see?
aye, no, definitely. And I look at it and go, Tati, like, for me, too much now is living off moments. We got but Tati against Leipzig. We need consistent players now. At this point in the season, when maybe Celtic aren't firing and there's a lot, we need somebody like Taneki who's come out and been consistent. Was Taneki superb tonight, but he was marked out of the game? That's when your other players step forward. That's when your other
Well,
players
when
step
two
forward.
players are marking my best player in recent weeks, somebody else has got a bit of room, so use it.
Aye, and that's what we've seen with the goal. Kelechi and actual steps forward, and that's the difference. A final negative, Alistair. I don't know if you agree with it. The tempo needs to go up, and that probably goes hand in hand with the midfield. The tempo needs to go up tenfold because I fear that even when we're up against Braga and Sturm Graz, if that tempo does not improve, because I was scored tonight, but it was laborious. It was Kaira Almaty all over again.
And Josh, see that tempo we played tonight, that'll suit the likes of Sturmgratz, a Braga. To beat those type of teams, you just need to go at them
Aye.
100 mile, 100 mile an hour with purpose, and no reckless 100 mile an hour. But let let them let them know they're in a game for the start. Let's not just wait till the manager gives you a balking at half time because I guarantee you that's what happened.
No, definitely. You're talking about the you don't have records. Of course you don't, but we saw the good mix it last season against like Leipzig, where we were, really quick on the ball, one touch passing, getting at the wingers, Nicholas Kuhn, get and so it's there, and that's where if Celtic can get to that level again, I've got no doubts we'll be successful in the Europa League. But if we keep playing at that pace, not a chance, not a chance.
Yeah,
Europa League's not a Champions League. I get that, but there's some good sides, and
you still need, you can't just uh, can I put one thing before we move on, Joe? Um, we need to stop this. Keep going back to the Champions League. It's gone. We're in what
well,
we're in.
I only used the Champions League for an example of what the
I'm
Celtic.
not trying to pop at you.
Aye,
I just said it seems to be an idol, or it's not the Champions League. We're
you
in
know
what
that.
we're in. We can't
Uh,
change it. It's
but
Europe at the end of the day.
but what you can do, you can play similar to how we played in the Champions League. Still European football, and you can still get at teams. And that's what I'm trying to say. If we can get up to that tempo, we'll win games. But if we're playing that slow, ponderous tempo, because I was watching the game and I'm like, they're letting us have a lot of the ball. Then I realised like they'll be happy for us to have the ball because we're
Yeah,
not doing
because they're
nothing.
on the attacking side.
Aye, and it's not even if you're counter attacking. I'm pretty sure if Braga will look at that and go, all right, we'll just sit back, we'll counter. I'm pretty sure
Well,
Roman will look
that's
at
what
that.
Braga are. They're counter attacking side.
Aye, but no matter which style I think any team plays, they'll just look at Celtic and go, right, we'll just sit back and counter.
Because they'll eventually go out right. Nothing will happen. We'll take the ball off them and we'll be away.
Aye, definitely. Moving on to positives, Alistair. The one main positive, I thought the defence was pretty solid tonight.
I thought
Thought it was pretty.
Kieran Tierney was good. I
I,
really did.
when he went down, I thought, oh, here we go again. To be honest with you, man, I do feel for the guy because I think he's generally go to any seed, any sort of not.
Genuinely, he got a stadium, Josh. It was
Aye.
quite a, it was quite a high tackle, I thought.
But
But
the thing we've got in our mind as well, I think he's got it in his mind that, oh well, if I get a sore
every time
tackle,
he
it's,
gets doing, everybody's
aye.
going to go, oh, fuck.
And it's a shame because I think he's got that in his mind, and obviously that's just because he's had rotten luck with injuries. He's had rotten luck, obviously not played a lot of games, but I thought he was pretty solid. The guy on the other side, Alistair, that I want to speak about, Donovan, obviously wanted him to start, big advocates from the start, Scottish young player. I thought he looked brilliant. I thought he was, for a young guy coming in,
And
first European
that
game.
tackle right at the end, when they were screaming for the corner and the guy he manages to play it off the guy. I'm like, no,
Aye,
you've got it. You've
no,
absolutely got it. He's
no,
aggressive,
but I
as
thought he
I've
was.
said. There's a nasty streak, but no, Kobe Donovan, definitely. Fair
No,
play.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought just his overall play, for a young guy coming in there, first European game, and it's no exactly a easy European game going away to that hostile atmosphere, and he done really well. I thought. So yeah, again, I've said this. Even when Alistair Johnston comes back, for me, if he continues in this upward trajectory that we're seeing at the moment, but I think it's also important that we don't go
We don't burn
overboard.
them out.
I
We
think
don't
it's
burn them
also
out.
I think it's important we just kind of take it one step at a time and see how he gets on, see how he's developing. But I do, in terms of maturity, I thought was outstanding, man. His maturity, thought was really good. Um, as I said, I think no defence was the positive. The other positive is obviously Kelechi Iheanacho. Um, thought he was good, and I think he's squashing this narrative that he's a lazy player because he was trying, he was working his arse off,
Yeah.
trying trying to link the play, trying even against Partick last week. He didn't really obviously didn't score, but his link up play was good. The night his link up play
I
obviously
mean,
getting the goal.
that's 2 goals, Josh, and an assist. And he's only played 3 games. So,
Mm-hmm.
if, and I still don't think he's much back, but I do think we might have I don't want to say get lucky, but I think we might have a good one if we can get him anywhere near back to where he was at Leicester.
Because what I will say, the way he touches that ball to just kill it stone dead, and I'm not trying to have a go at either, right? But if that's Adam Eder, that's hitting off his shin, got the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean,
It is.
yeah, and I tell you, I tell you another positive, Josh, and I get it was only 10 minutes. I thought Balakwisa when he come on, done okay.
Aye. Yeah, again, I don't think he's been helped. I don't think he's been given a good sample size because we're just seeing him off the bench a lot of time. Realistically, we've seen him one full game, which was against
Yeah,
Rangers, and he was just drafted in. So
if it,
I really want to see him on Saturday, to be honest.
yeah, I would play him in Saturday.
Aye. But no, I thought players like Donovan and Iheanacho were top players. Obviously, that now puts me on to your man in the match. Who would you say
Well,
deserves
I
the man
think
in the
it's
match?
only one guy, and for a change, it's no good to nip but I think it's Kobe Donovan. I think it has to be.
I agree. I think he's as we spoke about there, his maturity came in. Came in for the first European game. If you look at the 3 games he's played, Kilmarnock away in a plastic pitch, difficult game. Partick probably a foregone conclusion to be honest. And then, we've got away to Red Star Belgrade, hostile atmosphere, but he came in and he's
Not one of
absolutely
them
smashed.
are easy pitches, by the way. I don't know if you noticed tonight, but the pitch was cutting up something terrible. with the
Aye.
weather conditions and stuff. So I
Um,
agree, Josh. I agree.
no, I think so. So I'd say go. I think both is Namanis, Kobe, Donovan. By the way, well done on the score predictor. I say that with gritted teeth. So that's you now 3-0 up.
Yes,
On the
yeah,
score
well,
predictors, I'm in trouble.
well,
But
well, you're going first in the next preview we're doing,
I
so
need to get a result, man. I need to get a result next week for Saturday's game. So hopefully we'll discuss that on a preview. But I'm going to wrap it up for Red Star 1, Celtic 1. The match reaction is Celtic get a point away in Belgrade to kick off the Europa League campaign, as I just mentioned there. We'll be back later on in the week with build up to that game on Saturday at Celtic Park against Hibs. But until then, we'll speak to you later, and hail, hail.
he'll help.